between Darius Garland, his agent, Rich Paul, and the Clutch agency group which Paul works for and helped found, somebody in that setting is lying. Something is going on, and something is being said or backtracked that is not true anymore or wasn't. What is? We're going to break that down. Hey everybody, Billy Beebe back with you on Cavs Digest. Excited to jump into it. Cavs Media Day was Monday. Plenty to take away from that. If you missed it, we have a Cavs Media Day inside look video that you can go back and check out. Some things I noticed from being there, and then of course some footage of some fun things going on around there, so that'll be great. Drop down into the comments, of course, per usual. Let me know what you think about that video, what we should be talking about, what you want to see from the channel. We will get into that. Today specifically, are you on Darius Garland's side, Clutch, Rich Paul, Billy Beebe? Pick a side and jump into it, okay? We will talk about it as, of course, from Media Day, there's a ton of drama. We'll be discussing everything that happened, videos, and more coming up here. So, Darius Garland, if you recall, it was reported when the Cavaliers were eliminated that his agent, Rich Paul of Clutch Sports Group, it was reported that he was going to meet with the Cavaliers and talk about a potential trade, specifically centered around the idea that Donovan Mitchell would sign an extension, which he ended up doing. It was reported that that was likely and that was going to happen. The Athletic backed that up. That was their report that they were going to have a serious talk with them. And if you remember, Garland signed his extension pre-Donovan Mitchell, okay? So in his world, it was going to be him leading an offense, being the star, being an all-star, which I don't believe he's been since Donovan Mitchell has arrived. So that was noted. However, we fast forward to Media Day, as we are discussing here. Donovan Mitchell on the podium. Did you ever want to leave Cleveland? Did you make a request to trade? Did you ever? And Athletic said, hey, Mitchell, Garland denied wanting out on Monday, Media Day. And then this last line I think is very interesting. The Athletic stands behind all of the reporting. Jason Lloyd, who I think is a terrific reporter, by the way, for The Athletic, backing that up. Saying, hey, we stand behind that reporting that it looked like Rich Paul and company were going to have a meeting. Maybe they did, and it wasn't revealed. They were going to talk about Darius Garland's future because of Donovan Mitchell, because of the playoffs, because of everything that had gone on. Darius Garland stepping up and saying, no, I never wanted out. We never thought about wanting out. I've just been focused on basketball, this, that, and the other. That's where your issue lies, okay? That's where your issue lies. Darius Garland saying, I never wanted out. I think I believe that. I don't think Darius Garland was ready to jump ship. I really don't. I think the issue was Clutch Sports, okay? LeBron's good friend, LeBron's good buddy, Rich Paul, engaged to Adele, unrelated, but we'll get to that. This is a guy who sold jerseys on the highway in Cleveland, and LeBron met him, took him to the top. LeBron has represented him very well and been ride or die for Rich Paul. Okay, he sued the NBA, or there was a lawsuit within the NBA because there's a rule you had to have a law degree to be an agent. LeBron didn't like that because Rich Paul does not have a law degree. And he wanted him to be an agent, which, look, to Rich Paul's credit, he represents a lot of different people. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, of course, Darius Garland. I mean, some other names in and out of basketball. My beef with Rich Paul, why I've never trusted him and never trusted Clutch Sports Group. And you can look up the Nerlens Noel story because, and I don't want to botch it, exactly what happened with that, but Rich Paul essentially told Nerlens Noel to take a certain deal, and it ended up screwing him later. And just it was common mistake, not doing the right thing for your client, not signing long term, getting him locked up, ends up signing short term, gets hurt, sort of out of basketball after that. However, the real one that didn't sit right with me, the one that really soured me on Rich Paul, and why I believe he's the one that did do that and has to try and now leave Darius Garland to answer questions, because when is Rich Paul going to talk to the Cleveland media? Rich Paul begged the Los Angeles Lakers to go get Russell Westbrook. And LeBron was in on this too, so I always fault LeBron for this. Begged them to give up what was a championship core. They maybe didn't know it at the time, in Kuzma and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Begged them to go get Russell Westbrook. That was an organization reeling under a lot of pressure, and definitely under the thumb of LeBron James. They get Russell Westbrook. We all know how that went. That was disastrous. Disastrous for the Lakers. Rich Paul turned around the next deadline and says you absolutely have to use your first-round pick and get rid of Russell Westbrook. Not even a year later, and he demands the Lakers get rid of Russell Westbrook using their first-round pick. We'll pass. We'll pass. They had to ride that out. That's where GM LeBron ended. That's where the Lakers transitioned to scoring record LeBron. Not much more for me to accomplish LeBron. So on and so forth. Absolutely, I believe Rich Paul had some conversations or was thinking about going or reached out or there were rumors, whatever. I think it was true that he was going to go to the front office and say, you got to get rid of Mitchell, let Mitchell walk, trade Mitchell. Darius needs this, Darius needs that. I don't know what the exact terminology is. I do believe Rich Paul would do that. I do believe he would do that. I don't think he understands a lot of how the NBA works. I don't think he understands. I think he's on a power trip. Absolutely. You're LeBron's best friend. You got all these players under your thumb. And again, he can do that and then leave Darius Garland to answer all the questions of the Cleveland media. So, look, I appreciate Darius Garland for kind of sticking it out, owning up to it, trying to say, no, I don't want out. I don't think he ever did want out. Do I believe his agent tried to put some pressure on the Cavaliers? They told him to back off? Absolutely. Or they told him it's just not happening. We've got your guy locked up. We're going to get a Mitchell extension. We're changing coaches. We're going to run this back. I think that's what happened. Nowhere is Rich Paul outingly saying, I never did this, I never did that. No. But as I said, is he 2 steps away from the Cleveland media hanging out with Adele? I think they're engaged. Living his life and doing what he does. Yeah. I've seen him do it. I've seen him force the Lakers' hand to get Russell Westbrook and no hesitation, not long after, try and force them right back. And I saw the Los Angeles Lakers tell him and LeBron no. I seen it. You read the room. They told LeBron James and his powerful agent best friend, not happening. And I think the Cavaliers, good for them by the way, did the exact same thing here. I think he put some pressure, made some notes, whatever you want to say it was, to him and said this about what Darius Garland needs, what he wants, what the future looks like. And I think the Cavaliers told him what the future looks like and how Darius Garland should feel. Drop down in the comments. Who do you believe? What do you believe happened? Garland, Clutch, Rich Paul, LeBron, Adele, BB? Pick one and ride with it. Be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest.